So a warm welcome back to Mugello. I'm Nick Harris, sitting alongside me Matt Burt, down in pit lane Dylan Gray. Round 6 of the MotoGP World Championship.
Front row, Valentino Rossi, Maverick Vinales and Andrea Iannone. Marquez, Lorenzo and Aleix Espargaro form an all-Spanish row 2.
Third row, Danny Pedrosa, Bradley Smith and Danilo Petrucci. Fourth row, Scott Redding, Michele Pirro and Yoni Hernandez.
Row 5 led by Andrea Dovizioso, Pol Espargaro and Hector Barbera. Crutchlow, Miller and Lavati. That's your row 6.
Row 7 coming up. Row 7, Alvaro Bautista, Stefan Bradl and Loris Baz. No Tito Rabat. Fortunately, the former Moto2 world champion broke his collarbone in a crash on Saturday morning. All the talking has now stopped. All the speculation is over, because battle is about to commence here in Valentino Rossi's backyard. We're in Mugello.
23 laps of this majestic Mugello circuit. Mesmerising racetrack, beautiful scenery, vociferous support for the home hero.
Thoughts all alone now. Nerves probably gone now. They are ready to go. Final lap before the battle commences. 23 laps of this magnificent 5.245 kilometre, 3.259 mile circuit, 15 corners, 9 right and 6 left. First race here, 1976. Instead of president, Barry Sheene beat Phil Reed by 1,000th of a second. Are we in for a peak? Dylan, I should think you can hardly contain yourself down there.
It's absolutely amazing atmosphere, really. It's so tough to convey on TV. Just being here with the noise, it's so fantastic. And we've got the right weather for it, we've got the right conditions, and we know we've got all those guys, at least those 2 front rows, should have an absolutely epic scrap, at least at the start of the race. And I'm really looking forward to this one.
I think the whole of Italy back is looking forward to this one.
Almost 101,000 fans are crammed into the hillsides here in Mugello. I cannot recall, in the 20 years I've been coming to Grand Prix racing, a crowd that's exceeded 100,000 on race day here in Mugello. That's the Rossi factor.
It certainly is. This is Maverick Vinales, former Moto3 race winner here. He's made the big decision. He will join Rossi at Yamaha next season. May have to delay the start here. Look,
I was going to say, don't adjust your
on the mountain.
Don't adjust your sets at home, folks. You're not having problems with your TVs. It's just all the yellow flares that are going off. Trackside yellow balloons going off into the distance. There's the Ducati grandstand at Correntaya. Will they be seeing a first Ducati win in MotoGP for 6 years? Big hopes rest on the shoulders of Andrea Iannone, going from the front row of the grid for the 3rd year in a row here in Mugello.
Jorge Lorenzo leads that World Championship by 5 points from Marquez. 12 points counted is Valentino Rossi. Rossi won 7 consecutive races here between 2002 and 2008. Lorenzo, last 7 years, has been first or second. Rossi in pole. Alongside him, Maverick Vinales completing the front row. He's got a big point to prove. It's Andrea Iannone. And what about Marc Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo from the 2nd row of the grid?
Italy holds its breath.
Red flag will be taken away. This is what we have been waiting for all weekend. The Italian Grand Prix at Mugello is underway. Looks like a really good start from Jorge Lorenzo and also from Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, it's going to start Lorenzo made. It was a shocker for Andrea Iannone. He's been picked off on the run down to San Donato. What a start by Lorenzo. He's up the inside of Valentino Rossi. Lorenzo from 5th on the grid. He leads the way. Couple of crashes at the back of the field. That's Jack Miller and Loris Baz. We've also got one of the factory Aprilias down. That was Alvaro Bautista. Danilo Petrucci running it wide through Poggio Secco. Lorenzo leads though from Rossi, from Aleix Espargaro, who got a good start. Maverick Vinales had a nightmare. Vinales from the front row down in 11th.
They plunged down through Casanova and Savelli. They come up now towards Arrabbiata 1 and Arrabbiata 2. Jorge Lorenzo, what a start from the 2nd row of the grid. We ride with him. It's Rossi in his face. Rossi right behind him as they plunge downhill. Here they are. Arrabbiata 1 up to Arrabbiata to that blind fast right-hander over the rise. Half a lap gone.
Bradley Smith got a great start. He was up in the 4th place at one time. We've had real mixed starts here today. Lorenzo from 5th up into the lead. Maverick Vinales, we talked in the warm-up this morning about how he's got to sort his starts out. Front row to 11th place. Andrea Dovizioso's had a great first lap. He was 13th on the grid. Dovizioso already up into 6th place.
I tell you what, Rossi will have a go at Lorenzo because he knows better than anybody. If Lorenzo gets into the rhythm at the front, he's not going to be beaten. Rossi's going to have to rough him up, and he's going to have to rough him up real quick.
He is indeed. Andrea Iannone front row to 8th place on the opening lap. Some absolute nightmare starts went on from the front row of the grid. It was Lorenzo that got an absolute flyer. Yoni Hernandez was too keen to get off the line. He's jumped the start, the Colombian. Bautista, Miller and Bautista were down in an instant at the first corner with Loris Baz.
1 lap gone. Here comes Valentino Rossi. 215 miles an hour, side by side into San Donato, and Rossi leads. Can he make it take? Oh, Rossi's running wide.
He's gone out to the car park. So has Andrea Dovizioso. So many riders in the slipstream running in way too hot at San Donato. Andrea Dovizioso was one of them. Looked like Andrea Iannone also got caught out there. He did. Iannone's been passed by the 2 Pramac Ducatis. Rossi tried to take the lead into the first corner, ran well wide. Lorenzo back into the lead. Alex Espargo doing a great job to hold off Marc Marquez. Danny Pedrosa now up in the 5th. What about Maverick Vinales? Still down in 11th place. Iannone fell back to 10th.
Could have been worse for Rossi. I thought, as you say, he was disappearing into the car park, but he's actually kept it a pretty good distance as they come down, up, down through Arrabbiata 1 and Arrabbiata 2. 1.5 laps gone. Jump start as we see there.
Rossi now glued to the back wheel of Jorge Lorenzo. This is down into Scarperia. They'll bank it left for Pelagio. Here we go through the left-hander. Rossi momentarily sees the lead at the end of that first lap. Wasn't able to pull it on the brakes into the first corner. Round in front of the Ducati grandstand. What a nightmare start it's been for the Bologna factory. Andrea Iannone is back down in 10th place. In fact, he's just been passed by Maverick Vinales. Those two started on the front row. They're 10th and 11th.
This is just where Rossi wants to be. They're going to come into Corantaio that brings them onto this long, well over 1,000 metres long, 7/10 of a mile long straight. And Rossi would just tuck in behind and he'll try the manoeuvre again. I promise you he will. Does not want Lorenzo to get away at the front. They're going to come side by side again. Here comes Rossi up the inside.
Can he make it stick this time around? He's got the inside line. Lorenzo leaves his braking really late. Lorenzo will cut it back to the apex through San Donato. No way through this time around then for Valentino Rossi. The Italian's the fastest man on the track with a 1:48.445. Danny Pedrosa 6th place. Alex Espargo doing a great job of holding off Marc Marquez. Marquez though found his way through. Marquez up inside the top 3 then for the first time in this race.
It's Andrea Dovizioso leading the Ducati charge despite being well down at the grid.